Hi guys, welcome back to another reaction video and thoughts here on Our Eyes Your Eyes. I'm ready to watch episode 4 of A Chainsaw Man. But before starting this video, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell, leave a like to support me, and feel free to join me with this amazing adventure. Okay, in the previous episode we saw that power seems to be gone, but I don't think so. And at the same time, Denji transformed and released his power. So let's see what's going to happen today. Are you ready to join me with these? Check it out. Uh. Wow, she's really hungry. I mean... But she did that until she found the cat. I mean, she's not eating him. It. Because it's not like this. Because it was your friend. Um, we can't explain feelings completely. Yeah, it makes you feel alive. Oh, okay. I'm happy that she's not gone. Oh! Okay. Because of the boobs. No. Because I have to touch. But he didn't touch them yet. Oh! Isn't he going to do that for real? Okay. Oh! Why? Oh, it's still... No! Is this another devil? Oh no! What do we do now? Because the harm can't come back. Why? Because he used lots of energy. Okay. Ah. I think it's smelling dirty. Oh! to help him or someone else from the same unit. Come on, Power. For a boost. When the purpose is what you really want, it doesn't matter what, but how much you want that. I think a Power is going to help him because she was a help, so she's going to repay the favor. He can understand you, maybe. Am I slow for you? See, it's about perspective. But maybe for him that's really serious, or it's something that he has never done before, so it's attracting him somehow. Yeah, because he had only one chainsaw. I mean, yeah, that. Yeah, at the end of the day, who decides what dream is more important than the other one? I think he is right. Whoa! Look, if he is doing all these things for books, can you imagine if he is falling in love with a woman? What's going to happen? I mean, he's really passionate. Power. I think. I think that she might like Benji because she's seeing that he's not stopping at all. And even if for other people or other devils in this case, his dream might seem crazy, but he keeps going ahead. Because sometimes when you can't explain things, they are fascinating just because you can't explain them, right? So, oh, Power. No, no, now she's going to do something. Oh, Aki! Yes! Yes! Oh! So he has the devil of the dog. Yeah, I was imagining that, or Power, or somebody else was coming to rescue him. Oh, who are they? The other people of the same unit? No, then, eh, let's not leave it over there. Ah, okay. Come on, you have to thank Aki in this case. He saved you. Yeah. Ah, Fox. Okay. As always. That's why Pochita is not a friend. Mm. But because inside his heart that there is a devil, so he can't be different. But I like this different perspective. He was also saving people. But he will not do that. Yeah. Which condition? How can he have them? Yeah, but he always has to follow others and be ordered by others. Come on. He is busy eating right now. In fact, but between Denji and Power, probably these will be different because they are both having a bond with a devil, or because they are devils. But I think maybe even Makima is a devil or something because of her eyes seem that one of power somehow. Because he's telling her what to do. Yeah, I think so. Eh, no, he can't say the contrary. It's a matter of pride, so. But I think the same actually. He would have never done this before. But maybe in Denji he can see himself or how he was before. He grew. Time for breakfast, Denji. Yeah, I'm interested in Aki's character because he seems so rude, but at the same time so strict. But I think there's more. He suffered a lot, so he can have something in common with Denji. He lost his parents as much as Denji lost his father, so they can have things in common. He can become like a big brother for Denji and inspire him. Ah, he is quite responsible. And I think that he likes to live with somebody else because he has always been alone. Ooh. Uh oh. That's power. Uh, no, she's going to live there? Poor Aki. I mean, with one is already difficult. He also likes Makima. But should we trust her? No! Yeah. Yeah, but now Denji can smell. I mean, if someone is stinking, he can feel the difference because in the past he was smelling too. Now, no, no way. No way, Denji. Okay. Okay. Actually, she is fair, huh? Thank you, Power. Uh, okay, guys, another episode finished. And first of all, I wanted to talk about the first part of the episode when Denji was trying to defeat this leech devil, and he was also saving a power, but as for what we know already from the previous episodes, he did what he did just for his purpose, that means to touch Power's boobs. So he didn't save her for other meanings or for other purposes or because he was really kind. No, the only thing he cared was the boobs, and that's it. During that battle with that leech devil, I was interested in what Denji was saying or was thinking, because at a certain point he was criticizing other people because they were also criticizing his dreams. And I agree when he says, why are you always looking down on my dreams? I definitely agree with this, because all people might have a dream that we like, that we support, that we don't like, that we don't support. But my question is, who told us the importance of each dream and how to evaluate these dreams, or how to put them in a sort of chart in which we say that at the top there is this dream and this dream is more important than the other one. It's all subjective because it depends how we feel, it depends on our needs, it depends on our experiences. Everyone can have a dream, and every dream can be so important to us. It depends on the perspective, it depends on the experiences, it depends on how we lived before compared to how we should live thanks to this dream and whatsoever. So even if, touching boobs might seem stupid as a dream, but from Denji's point of view, this can be something really important because it's something that he has never done before, something that was untouchable until this moment, because we see that at the end of the episode that there is probably the chance to do so. When you can't reach something, it seems as if it's a dream. It's like as if these might have a great importance because of these. So Denji is not wrong at all, because when you're aiming at something that you don't know, when you are scared but at the same time you have the will to discover this thing you have never done or you have never touched, you have never made whatsoever, you are curious, and the proportion of importance is increasing instead of decreasing. So for each of us, all our dreams might have an importance that other dreams don't have. So I totally agree with what he's saying. Nobody is in the right position to tell us that this dream is less important than this, or that this dream is more important than that, etc., etc. I think that all people should respect the dreams of others, but at the same time, it's also depending on our vision. So we are also somehow entitled to express our opinion and say, no, look, your dream is a little bit poor, think about something else, right? But on the other side, we are, on the contrary, nobody to say that one person's dream is meaningless. So I totally agree with what Denji is saying, and we should think about it. We should relate to these words even in reality, even with our own life. I really like even the fact that Power was looking at Denji while he was struggling for this dream, and once again we understand that Denji is not just the person without morals, as much as Aki is saying later, but he has this moral value to keep going ahead and not to give up in front of difficulties, no matter the purpose, okay? But it's just a matter of pride, the fact that you want to be loyal to yourself and not give up. This was really awesome too, and the Power could see that Denji is strong and Denji seems to be crazy as much as she is, based on his own will. Because even the Power wanted to save the cat, and at that time she couldn't explain to herself why she wanted to save the cat, right? As much as now she can't understand why Denji really wants to touch boobs and reach this goal so badly, right? In her experience, she also couldn't understand what she was doing when the cat disappeared, but as much as I was saying during the reaction, sometimes we can't explain feelings. Feelings are really difficult to detect, to explore, and to put into words. And they are so mysterious that they are attracting our curiosity also because of this, because they are not something tangible. They are not something that we can touch or we can explain as a fact, because it's something that we can see. Feelings are something abstract. We are talking about an abstract concept, so when we can't see things, it's not so easy to find the proper words to give to these concepts some logical explanations, and even some definition, some concrete definition. So that's why I like even the fact that Power right now is seeing things differently, and she's starting analyzing her behavior and why she's doing something like this. So at the end of the day, as much as Denji can learn from others many things, I think that even Power can learn from Denji about how to discover her feelings, how to think more about them, and how to explore this side of a personality that she has never done before, because she was really busy trying finding the cat, but she has never explained it to herself, or she has never asked herself why she had to do this thing and why she was doing that. And in fact, while she's laying down on the ground, she's remembering the fact that one day she was running naked, desperately searching for this cat. But why she was searching for the cat? Maybe because it was a great friend of her, because it was always supporting her, because he was not scared of her as much as some other animals or people, in the case that she was meeting people. So as you can see, Cat was the one who was not abandoning her, was the one that was not running away from her, and that's why the cat deserved her respect. I really like these huge contrasts and also these grotesque dynamics, because thanks to some strange scenes, you can find something that it's not strange at all, that it's quite logical and makes you think. So once again, I wanted to praise the author's choice for this, for the meaning, for what he wants to convey as a message in the story. What I really like is also the fact that Denji is trying to say that the boobs are the main goal and whatsoever, but it's thanks to all these people that he has around him that he can start living a sort of normal life, even if I still believe what I told you in the previous episodes. That means that I don't think that this is a normal life. I think that this is just the beauty of the beginning, because it's a new context for Denji, because everything seems quite normal and he's getting in touch with others, and maybe he can become friends with all these people, and that's why he's creating something new, except for the relationship he had with Pochita, that can help him growing anyway. But on the contrary, one day maybe he's going to discover that this is not a normal life, and this is just a way to force him to do things. Going back to what he was doing, protecting Power, because he didn't reveal anything of what happened. He was trying to protect her because probably even Denji saw that power, except for telling him that he was right and she could understand him in that case because she felt really painful too. But at the same time, probably Denji saw how fragile power was in that moment because she lost that cat, and in order to save the cat, she was ready to do anything, even betraying a comrade. He was just a comrade that was chosen for her, nothing more, nothing less. So maybe Denji thought, okay, she is like me somehow, because when Pochita disappeared, I also ran, or I also tried to find him desperately. So they have this thing in common for sure, and that's why I think Denji protected her by not saying to Aki anything of what happened, even if Aki understood what was going on. But yeah, talking about Aki and Denji and that scene in the hospital, I really liked that too, especially because sometimes we have some meaningful scenes or some symbols or some gestures that can let you understand what's going on between the characters. I'm talking about the scene in which there is this dish of both hands. I mean, Aki's hand and Denji's hand are trying to meet or are trying to find a way to touch the dish. It's like as if this means a compromise that they can find between each other in order to understand each other, in order to come across each other, because I think that this is really important for Denji, but as we can see, it's really important even for Aki. But before analyzing Aki's character based on Denji's behavior, I wanted to say that even in this case, Denji, by protecting power, showed Aki a side of his personality that Aki didn't know. That means that even if Denji seems to be so selfish, at the end of the day, he is not. It depends on the events that he's facing. And on the other side, we see that Aki is still not understanding what Denji is doing, because from his perspective, devils are enemies, as he also said, and they are just using these find because they are just helping them with the work they have to do. That means being devil hunters. But Aki doesn't understand that Denji can't be what he wants him to be, and Denji can't follow him precisely speaking, because Denji has a Pochita inside of himself and he can't think what he's thinking. I mean, Aki hopes that Denji is just the shadow of himself, but it's impossible because they have two different experiences and they come from two different backgrounds as a story that they can't collide at the end of the day. Aki had his parents killed by devils. He will never appreciate devils, in his opinion, because of what happened to his family. On the contrary, Denji can't betray devils in all contexts, because when he was by himself, when he was completely lonely, Pochita, who was a devil, started a bond with him and started being friends with him. So how can he betray this side of the world if he was rescued or helped in that context when he needed it the most? I think that the author here wants to tell you that no matter how bad some things might result in front of our eyes, we can also find something good, the good and small percentage in evil things too. Because most of the times we tend to say that evil things are just evil, right? But in our real world, we also try to say that in negative experiences or in evil situations, we can also find a small percentage of positiveness, of something good that these negative experience gave us. And I totally understand and agree with these, because when we are facing something negative or something really difficult to overcome, once we overcome that problem or once we face what happened, we automatically grew. So it's a positive result, right? But in Aki's point of view, this is something impossible for the moment, but I don't think so. I mean, I think that throughout the time, Aki will grow too. Aki will understand that his beliefs can be dismantled, can be crushed away, and a new Aki can come out from all these experiences, more mature. So even in this case, Denji is not learning from others, but he's also teaching something to others who think that they already understood everything or they are more mature than others. No, sometimes we are too presumptuous to think that other people can't teach anything to us, or that younger people can't teach anything to us because we have already have our life, because we have already experienced lots of things. So younger people can't understand us. No, I think totally the contrary instead. I think that young people can definitely understand us most of the times and can suggest us really good things. Sometimes age is a limit, and it's a way in which we think that we are superior than others just because of the length of our life. But what's the most important thing is how we lived that life. Can that life give us enough experiences? I mean, if we count the experiences we have experienced throughout life, can we say that we are more mature based on the number of our age, or is it just a number? Yeah, in my opinion, it's just a number, because a younger person can have experienced lots of more things that are even creepier, that are more difficult, that are tortuous, I mean, dangerous, whatever. So we can't judge easily a person just because of its age. And in fact, I think that Aki is judging Denji just because of his age, because he's younger. But that doesn't mean anything. And at this point, I hope that one day Aki is going to confront Denji. He's going to talk to him and understand that they have many things in common at the end of the day, because both of them felt lonely, both of them lost a parent, or anyway parents, both of them as trying to find in Makima a savior, both of them tried to restart their lives based on a purpose. So as you can see, even if the purpose is different, the way in which they lost their parents is different, etc., etc., they are having many things in common. And I really like the moment in which we see Aki by himself, starting breakfast, cleaning the house, being lonely, because you understand that his life was more or less always like this. He needs his time to stop and think, or he needs his time in the morning to do his own things and then to focus on other stuff. I really like when we see the habits of the characters and how they are facing the difference, how they face life that is changing little by little. When we were saying that Aki doesn't understand Denji, or Aki doesn't really want to get in touch with Denji. Yes, it's true at the beginning, because he can't imagine a different life than what he is usually living. But sooner or later things will change, and sooner or later even Aki will not be able to get rid of his new life together with others. That's why I think that even Makima decided to let the power come in and stay in Aki's apartment, because she realized that Aki needs to change and Aki needs to get in touch with others. I don't think that Makima is doing what she's doing randomly, just because it's a mere coincidence. I think that what Makima is trying to do is to help Aki. I don't know why she's doing that. Probably because she also experienced something negative in her life, I already told you. Or maybe because she is just making some experiments on people to see how these people react, so even in her life she can do the same. I don't know. And later I'm going to tell you another idea that I have about Makima, but it seems that it's working, because Aki is changing quite a lot, and Aki is experiencing new things that he has never experienced before. That's why I think that all these things is therapeutic, because he can change for something better, and automatically he can understand that his beliefs are not certain just because he has always believed in these things. I really like when the characters throughout the time are changing based on their own experiences, but even based on the external events that are imposing themselves on these characters, and that's what's happening to Aki. I really believe that his convictions are going to fade away really soon. But these changes necessary because as a character, I have to say that I really like Aki. I really like his closure to the world because he can't trust the world anymore. After what happened, he has put a shield in front of himself in order to protect himself, but he's not a bad guy. Also because he was the one who saved Denji, so he can't be so bad, right? And that's why I told you maybe in the future Aki can become even a big brother for Denji because he's cooking for him, he's cleaning the house because he knows that now Denji can't do it based on his moral values, and at the same time he's trying to tell Denji what to do. Yeah, when he was saying, look, you have to follow my condition, you have to do this, you have to do that. On one hand, I was like, no, come on, you're ordering Denji to do other things, and Denji is always under people. He can't choose anything because he has always had to follow others without even saying, no, I'm not agreeing with this. But on the other hand, I think that Aki is doing something like this, not for something bad in this case, but he is just protecting Denji from being just the find that has this devil inside of himself. He wants that Denji changes for something good. He wants him to talk properly. He wants that he follows the rules inside a house. He wants to educate him. That's why I can see him as a big brother somehow. And even if in front of Makima, he is saying, no, 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 of course, I'm not enjoying, no, I'm not changing at all. That's quite normal. He can't admit this to himself still, and that's why he refused to think that this thing is happening while it's already happening. And he can't prevent this from happening. So I really like this contrast, this dualism in Aki's personality. He wants to do something good, but then he is retreating himself, saying, no, 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 no. I didn't mean something like this. No, not in the world, because I can't get in touch with a person who wants to be friends with the devils or with a person who is already a devil. It's impossible. I can't imagine something like this. But sometimes when we are forcing ourselves not to do something, we are automatically attracted by this. So it's a contrast that Aki is confronting now, and I think that it's quite useful, yeah. Talking about Makima, yes, I wanted to say something like this. What if Makima is a devil too? Because of her eyes, that sometimes they resembles Power's eyes, okay, even if they are a little bit different, but they have the same color. And at the same time, even the fox devil that was followed by Aki, even that devil, the fox devil, has the same tones of colors as Makima's eyes. So I was thinking, what if even Makima is a devil and Aki doesn't even know that he's working for a devil and he's worshipping a devil because you saw even Aki before entering the room that he was trying to knock on the door, but he realized, oh, look, I have to prepare, I have to put my necktie in the right position, I have to be perfect in order to meet Makima. And then he was accepting the fact that he was fine, so he could enter the room, but it's like as if Aki doesn't even understand maybe that he's working for the one who is hating the most. Can you imagine? Or was he forced to work for a devil and he can't admit the fact that he is falling in love with Makima, or he has such a respect for Makima because he also said in previous episodes that Makima is his savior. So of course he can't deny the fact that he's appreciating her. But yeah, I find all these things in these episodes that are quite interesting to define Aki's personality in this case, but even all the other characters, I have to say that they are described quite well. At the end of the episode, we see that Power is really coherent, and she knows the fact that she has to thank Denji 3 times. It's not something meaningless because she understood that she can't judge people so easily based on their dreams, and that was a great teaching that Denji taught to her. So at the end of the day, she decides that he can touch her 3 times, based on the 3 events that helped Power to survive, but also to let her understand many things. And I like when Denji is saying, Power is my angel. No, I mean, this contrast of angels and devils that it's going ahead throughout the episodes. Even in this case, who is saying that the angel is good and the devil is bad? I mean, this is a concept that is always turned upside down, and we have these concepts that are not moving away from our mind because they are constant concepts in our mind that were put in our mind from the beginning of our lives. Because when we think about an angel, we always think about something good. And when we think about a devil, we always think about something bad, right? But in this case, I remember when Denji was criticized because he's a devil, but Aki also understood that it's not only this thing, because many common people were rescued by Denji and were helped by Denji, even if Denji is a devil. Who's giving us the right definition of what a devil, what an angel is? Is it because of our perspective? I mean, is it based on the perspectives that we are defining things? Or are we following these usual tags that these preconcepts, let's call them like these, that other people gave us before, thanks to previous generations' beliefs, we think the same? Is it something that was moving from one generation to the other one, or is it based on our experience and our beliefs? This is really interesting too. But anyway, let's see what's going to happen next week, I mean on Tuesday, with episode 5 of Chainsaw Man. In the meantime, feel free to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell. Bye guys, see you in the next video.